All right, today we're going to talk about something really important: how to recognize the different kinds of abuse you might come across as an apprentice. Now, this isn't about making you a detective. It's about empowering you, giving you the confidence to spot the signs, trust your instincts, and know exactly how to report a concern safely. So let's dive in. So let me ask you, when you hear that word abuse, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's something physical, something really obvious. But as we're about to see, that's just a tiny piece of a much bigger puzzle. The truth is, it's often way more subtle. Abuse can hide behind a so-called joke, it can be disguised as someone just trying to help, or get brushed off as just office banter. So many people hesitate to say something because they think it has to be this huge, dramatic thing to count. Well, that's a myth, and we're going to take it apart right now. So here's our plan. First, we'll get clear on what abuse actually looks like. Then, we'll break down the different ways harm can show up. And we'll finish with the most important part: what you can do to notice and report it safely. Okay, let's kick things off with a really powerful idea. Your role in all of this isn't to be an investigator or a judge. Nope, it's just about being aware. It's about learning to see things for what they are without feeling like you need to have all the answers. And this quote right here, it just says it all. Your job isn't to gather evidence or prove a case. It's simply to trust that little voice in your head, that gut feeling when a situation just feels off. And then you just need to know who to tell. That's it. That's where your responsibility ends and the official process begins. All right, let's get into the specifics, starting with the one that's usually the most visible: physical harm and neglect. This is what most of us think of first, but you'll see the definition is actually a lot broader than you might expect. So what do we actually mean by physical abuse in a workplace? Well, it's any behavior that causes you bodily harm. And this is so important. It's not just about someone deliberately trying to hurt you. It can be something obvious, like hitting or pushing for sure, but it can also be more subtle, like being handled roughly. Or, and this is absolutely critical for apprentices, being pressured to do a task that is unsafe or you haven't been trained for. Let me be 100% clear. Your safety is non-negotiable. It doesn't matter how new you are. And that flows right into this idea of neglect. This isn't just about someone not caring. It's a failure of their responsibility to you. If you're consistently not getting the right training or proper breaks or a safe environment to work in, that is a form of harm. Okay, so now we're going to move from the stuff you can see to the stuff you can't. Emotional and psychological harm doesn't leave any visible bruises, but believe me, the damage can be just as real and just as serious, and it often happens right out in the open. So what are we talking about here? Well, emotional abuse is basically any behavior that systematically chips away at a person. It's an attack on your confidence, your dignity, and your sense of what's real. And it can look like a lot of different things. We're talking about that constant criticism that's framed as just feedback, being humiliated in front of others, but being told it's just a joke, or even gaslighting, which makes you question your own sanity. The common thread here: if someone's behavior consistently makes you feel small, anxious, or confused, that's a massive red flag. And, this also includes discriminatory abuse. Being treated unfairly because of who you are, your race, gender, sexuality, a disability, anything, is completely unacceptable. An apprenticeship has to be a place where everyone feels included and safe. Period. This brings us to a huge one, and it's especially relevant for apprentices: the abuse of power. This is what happens when someone in charge, like a manager or a mentor, uses their authority to cause harm instead of to help you grow. This can show up in a few key ways. First, there's financial abuse, like an employer refusing to pay for legitimate expenses. Then there's exploitation. Think being pressured to work unpaid overtime all the time. And then there's institutional abuse. This is a big one. It's when a harmful practice, like cutting corners on safety, just becomes the way we do things around here. Now, we have to talk about sexual abuse and harassment. It is so important to understand that this is not just about physical acts. It's a whole spectrum of behavior that includes everything from unwanted comments and jokes to any kind of sexual pressure. So yes, it can be inappropriate touching, but it's also those relentless sexual jokes, unwanted texts, or someone using their position to pressure you. And I need to be crystal clear about this. You are never, ever responsible for someone else's inappropriate behavior. Ever. And of course, the world is complex, right? This isn't a complete list. There are other kinds of harm out there, things like domestic abuse, cyber abuse, or even radicalization, and they all work in a similar way, by exploiting trust and making someone feel vulnerable. It's all part of this bigger picture of just being aware. Okay, we've talked a lot about what to look for. Now for the most crucial part, what do you actually do? This final section is all about how you can turn that awareness into action, but in a way that keeps you safe. This right here is one of the most important things to get. Abuse is almost never one big, single event. It's usually a slow burn. It's a pattern of little things that add up over time until something that's totally unacceptable starts to feel, well, normal. And that's exactly why that gut feeling of yours, that little voice that says, something's not right here, is so incredibly important to listen to. So what do? It really boils down to this simple 3-step process. Number 1, trust your instincts. If it feels wrong, it probably is. Number 2, raise your concern. Tell the right person. And number 3, let the safeguarding team handle it. That's literally their job. I know what you might be thinking. The biggest fear is, what if reporting this makes things even worse for me? And that is a totally valid concern. But you need to know that safeguarding systems are built specifically to prevent that. They are designed to be confidential and to protect you from any kind of backlash. You will be supported. And let's just reframe this whole thing for a second. This isn't about making you paranoid or suspicious of everyone around you. Not at all. This is about self-worth. It's about really, truly understanding that you, as an apprentice, as a human being, have an absolute right to feel safe, respected, and supported at all times. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you know all the different shapes abuse can take, and you know there are procedures in place designed to protect your voice, what are you going to do the next time something just doesn't feel right?